The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for the Diagnostic Trading Hour with your host, Darrell Martin.
And I got Lou from Fairfield, Connecticut. Man, how you doing, Lou?
I'm doing good, Darrell. And I got to tell you, you're not just blowing hot air out there. I think the way you look at the market is terrific. You're a nice guy as far as over the TV. All the research you do, all the homework you do, I truly appreciate it. I appreciate your view of the market. It's awesome.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Darrell Martin.
Alrighty, folks, welcome on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. So after that monster run from yesterday, breaking those new highs, breaking 2,000 there over on the S&P 500. Right now, we are currently down a whole 1 point on the day. We got the Russell is down 2.6, and NASDAQ 100 currently up just a couple ticks, and we got the Dow up $1, 4 ticks on the day. Going on over to our metals, we got copper is down 0.5%. Gold is currently down $1.80, barely moving at all. We got silver is pretty flat on the day as well. It's up 0.026, which is just a little over 1/10%. We got our energy sector, natural gas, moving a little bit, but pretty small for natural gas currently right now, down about 1/3%. And we got oil down 25 cents or 1/4% right there. Hopping on into our ag markets, also very quiet. We got corn right now down $1.25. We currently have soybeans down $3. And going on into the foreign exchange pairs, looking at what we got over there, we got pound dollar currently up 35 pips, euro dollar's up 19. Euro pound is flat on the day. Looking on over at dollar CAD is currently flat on the day. We got dollar franc. Is that dollar franc or dollar? That's dollar CAD. Dollar CAD moving down. Dollar CAD's down 65 pips on the day. Dollar franc is down 28. Looking on over at our dollar yen, that's down 9. Pound yen is up 36. Euro yen up 10. Aussie yen up 10. We got the dollar index moving a little bit more today. So right now it's down 2%. We got bonds up 0.3. And so that ought to catch you up right there on that section. Okay, so let's see here. Going on in and pulling up. Let's see. We got natural gas. Like I said, not as massive a move as we're used to, but still a pretty big move overall on the course of a deviation move on the day. We actually popped up the 3-day deviation. It's been doing a lot of that in the overnight lately, and now it's pulling on back down. But just a really, really big move right there, and sort of some odd setups, odd movement. And let me see here. I'm going to pull this up, and all right, and trying to note some stuff on natural gas. But so moved up right there. Looks like a lot of that was overnight. And coming on the back, let's see, what is it, 230? We're going all the way back down to here. And let's see, yeah, so the 230 not matching up with the settlement. Have to check into that one. Okay, but still bounced right off the deviation level pretty well. Let's go in and let's dive on over. Look at a couple other markets. Now, that might be due to rollover as well. So let me check that here. I'm going to go in and look at my instrument manager and just see what is the natural. I thought it'd be pretty regular on natural gas. Let's see here. We got natural gas and went on down. Yeah, it ought to just roll right into it. 822. Yeah, so we should be good on that. All right. So nothing there to worry about. Okay, so let's hop on in and let's look at our news trades that we had right over here. Going into the news trading plan. We'll pull up a couple of these and dive it on into 8 27. Not a whole lot on the list besides our weekly oil inventory report. So let's go ahead and check that out and bring up oil. We'll see how that trade went. And we're usually looking at the high to low channels. We'll also be looking at spike striker potentials as well on that. It's also a little bit crazy usually right around oil inventory. It's pretty quiet this morning. Oil today overall has been actually really, really low on volume. So not the usual thing that we see on oil, but pretty low compared to expectations. And then here's the oil inventory. Sort of a good clue that we may be a little shy on the expected range when we had so low volume all morning long. These are specific to this time frame and for the expected volume for this day of the week. So we really weren't hitting much activity all morning and didn't really get much of a move off that. Did get some buys in the 5, the 10, the 15s, a 5-minute buy right there in the money, expired profitable. The 10, we go over here, we go 1, 2, did not fire off. The 15, we go 1, 2, 3, and did not fire off at the 5-minute. Spike striker did fire off and was profitable. We got a 5, we got a 10, let's see, 5, 10, 15. And I guess you could say it's profitable if you took an end of hour. Usually I don't take end of hours, but that would have been profitable riding it into the end of the hour there. And let's see, that 5-minute did not get broken. That 10-minute right there. 1, 2, buy did not get broken, and then we got, what, a 10-minute sell over here, so 5, 10 did not, maybe, let's see if it broke it. Let's look at it. It's going to be tight right there. So what do we got? We got, got to click off of it. There we go. Okay, so we got 5, 10, low, 94.16, 94.50, did break it, was profitable this morning. So first trade right out of the gate there, profitable, and other trades the rest of the day also doing very well overall. So nice play if you did take advantage of these spike strikers today on oil. And it worked again on oil inventory. We've been looking at that week after week, working out really, really well. We had the news trades yesterday that we already covered. We already got those there on the durable goods and on the consumer confidence. And that lets us dive on into what we got for tomorrow. We said make sure you're aware for the ready for the preliminary GDP. And I covered that for you on Monday, so go back and check the archive of Monday's show, and you can get the new trade for that. You can also get the one for pending home sales coming up on the 28th. And later that night, we've got a yen housing starts for an evening iron condor trade. And several be aware of it. So obviously, we have unemployment claims, and we need to make sure we're labeling that one as a spike striker. And let's see here. Let me do that. Let me put just a note to knock that out. Let's see, so label unemployment as spike striker. So we could always be looking for those. Also potential iron condors as well, sort of like what we do over on the oil inventories. Okay, and then going into Friday, we got the CAD GDP. We got that $20 iron condor we're looking for there. And that's pretty much all we got on Friday. Sunday, not a lot going on. Just be aware, trying to have some numbers coming out that will affect the Aussie and the yen. Going on into Monday, we're going to have the Aussie cash rate on the iron condor. Or the Aussie cash rate. I thought we had one other Aussie trade as well. Let me pull up my news plan and see what's on here for Monday. For some reason, I thought there was 2 trades. Maybe there's just one. But checking that. And yeah, we had building approvals, and so building approvals for Aussie dollar on Monday. I'll make sure I get that on there, but I know we went over that yesterday. Let's see here. So let's get that in, and I'm just trying to catch up because I know we're actually getting ahead for next week because it's such a busy week. I'm going to be out for part of the week because my birthday's coming up. Let's see here. We also got some other trades. Let's see. Okay, so I got those up for next week. I just got to get them on the list. All right. And then cash rate, got ISM. We talked about that. We went at non-manufacturing PMI and GDP for Aussie dollar for Tuesday night. And I want to say we left off at the rate statement on the dollar CAD. So we're going over here, look at the dollar CAD. This is going to be coming up next week. We had a lot of stuff coming up next week. We talked about retail sales. We already covered that for Wednesday night of next week. And so Monday I went over all of this week's. Tuesday I went over half of next week's, okay? And so today we're going to try to cover the other half of next week. And so this is going to be for the Bank of Canada rate statement. I'll bring that up right over here for you. And that's going to be coming up right here at 10 a.m. on September 3rd, okay? So that's their FOMC, or their interest rate announcement that we're going to be looking for, okay? And let's see what we might be able to do there. What kind of plan do we have on the list that could work? And I'm pulling that up right now, okay? And we'll get that one down. We also got like some NFP reports coming out. We have other interest rate statements coming out. Like I said, it's a big week next week to kick things off. And so the CAD overnight rate, we're usually going to look to do an iron condor on the trade. We're going to enter at 9, really not later than 9:25. And we're going to go for an expiration of 11 a.m. for a $40 minimum take profit. Okay? Now, that's for an 11 a.m. We also could look for a straddle, because a lot of times it will look to move even further. Okay? We could enter on a straddle as early as 7 o'clock and no later than 9 o'clock with an entry for a 3 p.m. expiration on a $40 maximum risk. So we want to make sure we make those two different plays, okay? Actually, 3 plays, because we're going to have 2 iron condors, we're going to have 1 straddle. So we want all 3 of these plays on 3 unique plans, okay? Because there's 3 different executions, so make sure they're all separate and not in one box. But, so we got the iron condor that we enter at 9, no later than 9:25 for an expiration at 11 for a $40 minimum take profit, or minimum profit. We have a straddle, enters as early as 7, no later than 9 for a 3 p.m. expiration at a $40 maximum risk. And then we have another iron condor where we enter at 8 o'clock with a 10 a.m. expiration for a $20 minimum profit. Okay? So they got 3 trades lined up back to back to back to back. You got the straddle helping hedge the condors helping hedge the strads, and the condors helping hedge the straddles, and they all 3 may be profitable when it all comes together. Okay? So, anyway, so go ahead and put those on your plan. That will wrap up, let's see, I think that will actually wrap up Wednesday for us. There's a monetary policy statement coming out. Let's see what the normal release time is. We're going to be aware of it on that. So we're going to open a few of these. We'll open same time next year as well. So, last year. Grab a couple of these here. We got 11, 1058, 1, 1052, 1151, 9. Okay, so somewhere between about 1040.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock in option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Darrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing. Darrell takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
All right, folks, we're going back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. And we're going through monetary policy statement. Music was cutting out there. I just didn't hear it for some reason on my headphones there, but just to let you know, to make sure you got that one. It's just a be aware event. It's not a trade event, okay? But again, make sure you do have it listed on your be aware events. And I'd say be ready for it to come out somewhere around 10:40 to 11:40 on Wednesday evening, okay? So somewhere between that time, we don't know exactly what time, that obviously can have a pretty significant impact on the markets. And sometimes they say tentative. I just go back and look at the past times. And I also make sure I'm, accounting for daylight savings time, because they don't have it in Japan, but we do have it here. So it's good to look at a few months. If you see like a big hour change that's consistent all of a sudden and it goes back, it's probably our daylight savings time changing, okay? Anyways, but monetary policy statements there. Hopping on over to Thursday. And so there'll be a Bank of Japan press conference. Okay, so when is that one going to roll out? So we'll go back, we'll look at the last few, and then we'll go again back to last year, just like we did on the last report there, and to see how that plays out. So we got 230, 230, 232, 331 last year. Okay, so basically got an hour or so possible range. So somewhere between 2:30 and 3:30 a.m. on Thursday. Have a be aware, Bank of Japan will be having a press conference. So that's like Yellen coming out and talking, or what used to be Bernanke coming out and talking. So that's something you want to be aware of if you're up early in the morning And obviously that could help if you have any positions on overnight on the yen, that could obviously impact them. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in now to some of the fun stuff. We got the asset purchase facility, the official bank rate. We got the minimum bid rate, all that coming out. And the ADP NFP, it's not the NFP, it's the ADP NFP. Usually not as big of a trade. Notice, we're going to sort of overpower this trade with our euro trades and our pound trades, because these press conferences and these interest rates are a lot more important than the ADP NFP report. Okay? It's like the mini NFP. Not near as powerful. So we're going to put our focus again on the pound and the euro rates. And we have a little news plan we do that works out really well, at least has worked out really well in the past thus far. So looking over at that plan, putting that plan together, and going, okay, well, how do we execute this? What is the best way to put all the pieces together? And let's see here. We had a little bit different layout on the last one, and I have a pretty cool plan. I'm just trying to make sure we put it all together. Give me 1 second. I'll pull up the whole thing, and this ought to be a pretty good one to do it. Okay, we got the ECB interest rate announcement. On this one, we're actually going to go in at 6 a.m. It's on the euro dollar. And so 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. And we're going to be looking to get at least $30 minimum profit on an iron condor. Okay? So 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., at least $30 minimum profit on an iron condor. Okay? And so pretty simple. We get it at 6, 8 a.m. expiration, boom, done. Now we want to be out by 8. Okay, because this ECB press conference is going to kick in at 8:30, and that's when things get a little bit more wild. Okay, so we want to be out before that takes place. So pretty simple. Be out by then. Okay, so we got that one down. That's how to handle it. What about the press conference itself? Well, that one we want to straddle. Okay? So we're going to do a straddle on that trade, and we're going to go in for an 8 a.m. to, let's see, I don't know if 10 is going to be enough. Let's see, it comes out at 8:30. It's going to come out as 2 parts. Okay, so yeah, we can't do 10. We can do 10, or now we're going to enter at 8. We can do 10, or we can do 3 o'clock, because, let's see, the news conference is going to start up at 8:30. We got to get it at the 8th. That gives us 10 or 3. Obviously, you can't do 11s. You can only do 11s if you're trying to do a strangle on, binaries. But if we're sticking to the straddles on spreads, you got 10 a.m. and you got 3 p.m. Okay? The press conference, again, comes out in 2 parts. So we want to make sure that we, are aware of that. We don't go in and just hop in on the trade. We got euro dollar and euro yen as potential trades on it. Both of them move about the same distance. And we would not want our risk to be greater than 45 ticks. I'll cover this trade again when we get back after this break.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Andy Heck's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technimental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technimental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technimental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Darrell Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Darrell Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or Tiger TV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
All right, folks, welcome back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. So, again, we're going to the ECB Press Conference, and basically we're saying there's no more than a $45 risk. Usually this is a very large moving trade. Ideally, I'd like less than that, but no more than a $45 risk on that straddle for an 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. or an 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. expiration on Thursday on the Eurodollar spreads on Nadex. Okay? So that ought to weigh out pretty much the whole thing for you there. You can even watch the webcast. Conference will last 1 hour. It will be released in 2 parts. The first part is prepared and is read aloud. The second part is an open Q&A. So you get one big move with the first release, and then you get another one on the Q&A as various statements come through. Okay? So that's how the ECB press conference is going to come out. What about the pound bank rate? What can we do on that? I found it really doesn't move that much. You would think it would move quite a bit. It's really a rarity lately when we get a big move on the rate statement on the pound. What I found that happens is not that it doesn't move that much that day, okay, but it doesn't move that much overall, because what happens is it comes out, there's a little bit of a shock, it pulls on back, and it waits to see what the euro does for the rest of the day. So we usually don't get, just like I said, a big movement off of it, and there's just not a lot there. And I thought it would be a big mover. You know, you just think, hey, red, big, important. You know, they put the red, they put the 3 bulls, or, you know, whatever it is, little system that the news page you look at is. But really, I mean, it's a whole lot of nothing. Okay? A big move. And a big move, I mean, usually about 40 pips. And even with that, it'll pull back to about 20, 25. And so we can go in for a pretty tight iron condor on this. We're talking 25 pips. And that's probably more than we need. But a 25 pip iron condor. And we're looking at an entry at 6 o'clock for a 8 a.m. expiration on the pound dollar. 25 pips, enter at 6, 8 a.m. expiration. And it's pretty amazing. Then it just pops up, pulls down, goes flat. Doesn't do a whole lot. Let's see, last report, what do we get? We closed on that one at 18. So it was a little bigger move, but still at 18 pips. So, anyways, that was what we're going for right there. We are going for a 25 pip, 6 a.m. entry to 8 a.m. expiration, iron condor on the pound dollar on Thursday. So that gives you like 3, possibly 4 trades right there with the pound dollar, iron condor, the euro iron condor. Again, we're going to wrap up the euro iron condor into that ADP NFP, okay? And then we're going to go on into that ECB Press Conference. That's going to tie in our unemployment claims, our NFP, our trade balance, all that. Unemployment claims, of course, you can still look for that spice tracker as well on unemployment claims. Let's see here. We got, what else we got? We got ISM Manufacturing PMI. So on the ISM Manufacturing PMI report, see if I can find anything that can help us there for a trade on that one. And I think we're still going to be going, so I don't think it would be the best choice. I'm going to dive into it a little bit deeper and see if I can see any kind of history on the ISM on the same day, okay, as the ECB Press Conference. So looking at past reports, August 7th, 5th, July 3rd, 3rd. Okay, so let's go back. Let's look at the ISM non-manufacturing PMI. And, okay, so July 3rd, how did that play out? Pretty flat. Okay, so that went pretty flat on that one. Let's see here. Most of the time it's not on the same day, though. And if I carried it out to the end of the day, plays out a little bit different. But a lot of that straddle happened. It actually happened right about by 9 a.m. Most of the 8:30 to 9 o'clock, because that's when the press conference started up back here, right? So, yeah, but press conference started at 8:30. So it looks like actually a lot of times that's done before this ISM comes out, but you have to wait till like right before. So let's see here, about 9:30 for an entry. So we're going to have 9:30 entry for an 11 a.m. expiration on this specific ISM because it's on the same day as the overnight rates going on. So again, I want to wait till 9:30 before I get on this trade. 9:30 to 11. And we're going to go for, 20 pips on the trade. And that was like, in the majority of cases, that will be more than enough. So 20 pip minimum take profit, entering at 9:30 for an 11 a.m. expiration on the euro dollar, trading the 10 a.m. ISM non-manufacturing PMI release on Thursday. So we're really squeezing in the trades. Don't forget, we also are going to have natural gas and crude oil inventories this week. Be a little careful on your ranges on crude oil inventories, because it's based, on our expected ranges. It's a different day of the week. So it's not a natural expectation for crude oil inventories to happen on this day. So probably still will be pretty spot on. It's amazingly spot on day after day. But be aware of that. Also, it's happening at top of the hour at 11 a.m. instead of our normal 10:30 a.m. release. So if we go back and look just to show what I'm talking about, right here. So see, usually it comes out at 10:30. Okay, so you need to put on your be aware events and also move your oil inventory notice to Thursday until 11 a.m. normal release at 10:30. Okay, so that's going to show up. That's going to, like I said, mess up your expected ranges a little bit. I'd still fine with Spike Tracker. Okay, Spike Tracker natural gas is normal. Nothing abnormal about when that's being released. But crude oil being delayed, pushed back a day. It's pushed back a day when there is a holiday. So since Monday is a holiday, they push it back. Okay? I guess they like to have a full 3 days in order to get that, or 2 days, I guess, right, to get that report ready. They don't just want 1 day. So anyway, so make sure you have that on your notes. It's very, very clear. And let's go in and look into Friday. So what do we got coming up next Friday? We got our NFP reports. We got our CAD reports, employment rate reports. Big moves here, okay? Let's see what kind of plan we can put together on the specific employment change and unemployment rate reports right here, putting them all together. Obviously, one of our big focuses is going to be the dollar CAD, but then I also have stuff for you on all of the other pairs as well. So on the dollar CAD, looking at that, let's see, on our last release, we got a nice move of 48 pips. We had about 60 pips by 11 a.m. Let's see what we had by 3 o'clock. We moved to about 65. So let's see, we got before that 46, and by 3 o'clock, let's see, I got to back all these out. We moved on up to about 72. Let's see, the report before that, we moved up. It was a little bit less of an impact, 37, and backed on down to about 25. Report before that, we moved up to 75, backed on down to 65. Let's see, before that, it dropped on down 50 pips, pulled back to about 40. We got to move up to 111 pips back last March. Let's see, February 2014 moved on down 83. Man, this is just a lot of these big moves are really happening when all these reports come together. We got January moving on up 56 pips, and that was when all of them were together, so it wasn't quite as big. Another one, NFP, all that stuff all coming together at once, 12.6. So that one flew up 58 and then flew down like 70-something from there. I'm almost 80 pips down, but it's a positive, basically it's a positive 60, actually 63, and negative 20. So as long as you had to take profits, then you would have been fine. Looking on over at November 8th, flew on up to about 50 pips. Then we have a move where didn't really do a whole lot, about 20 pips. This was August of last year, actually. Or no, it was October of last year. But by the end of the day, it moved on down 60 pips. Looking at September of last year, we got to move down of about 50 pips on the day, like right out of the gate, bounced up, came right back down to it. And that really wraps up the year. So we can see we're getting a very, very consistent move of 50-plus pips on it, okay? Many times 70, 80, 90, 100 pips on this one move. So it can definitely be a great trade. And me just putting together, getting all the pieces. Over here, I'd say the average move would be go through for about 57 pips out of the trade. That tells me I really don't want to go for more than, 40, ideally a little bit less. But if it go 40, then it's going to have to move up. Let's see, 40 above plus another 60, about like 80. It's move about 80 pips for me to take my 1-to-1. So I'm really going to need a lower take profit. I'm really going to need like a 30, a 35 take profit on this to get my standard average move. Now, again, a lot of these move a lot more. They move 70, 80, 90, 100. So 40 would be the max, preferably 35. Okay? So preferably 35 on that trade. And just to, be watching it. But it is, there's like one time where it's really just came back in, and we're talking, small move. If you get to 50 pips and the thing is not, if the thing starts pulling back, then that's where you just sort of, take your $35, $40 and just, walk away. Okay? But, once I got to 50 pip move, if I didn't take profit already based on what price I got in on, then I'd probably be looking to set up at break even so I don't end up losing on the trade. So now, if it is just overly inflated, okay, if it's overly inflated, then what could I do? Well, I could go in and let's say you could get on a dollar CAD, Iron Condor for $50. Fine. That'd be fantastic, okay? Because, that would give you a ton of movement on not only a break even, 50 up, 50 down, but it also gives you, you have to move 100 pips for you to be 1-to-1. So, which is the rarity. It's happened a few times, but so you could look at both. If it's way too expensive, if you can't get that 40, if you can't get the $35 or $30 straddle, maybe the thing's just up there. Maybe you can pull off a 45, 50, 55 pip iron condor on the dollar CAD. Okay? So that's your dollar CAD right there. What else do we have on this report from last reports that we can do? I mean, NFP being obviously a big day. And we usually have a pretty big plan going into this trade. So that's what I'm looking up right now. And let's see here. So looking at the major NFP reports, I want to find one that's on a normal day. Okay, here we go. So we have sort of a list of them here. All right, so Aussie dollar. I mean, we're looking at pretty wide ranges based on what comes out on the NFP report. Aussie dollar, we're talking 50 pips. Okay, euro dollar, we're talking somewhere around 60 pips. Pound dollar, we're talking 70 pips. These are all iron condors. Dollar CAD, 50 to 60 pips. Dollar franc, same thing, 60 pips. Dollar yen, 60 pips. The average moves. Okay, let's say you want to pull it. So those are all the iron condors. Again, I'll do those one more time for you. Like what your minimum profit. Aussie dollar 50, euro dollar 60, pound dollar 70, dollar CAD 60, dollar franc 60, dollar yen 60. Okay? Now, the range over the last couple of years on these, just to give you a whole, range, the Aussie dollar on averages moves 60 pips. The euro dollar on average moves 100 pips. Okay? The pound dollar on average moves 100 pips. The dollar CAD on average moves 75 over the last 2 years. That's down to about 60 over the last year. Okay? The dollar franc moves 92 pips on average, and the dollar yen is right around 80 pips on average. So, looking at these ranges, if you could pull off a 1-to-1 based on what the risk is, you could look at a 9 a.m., you could look at a 10 a.m., and you could look at a 3 p.m. on a straddle. Okay? There are some advanced straddles you can do as well. You can go in, and the biggest moving pairs, 100 to 150 pips, are the Euro CAD and the Pound CAD. They move more than anything. Well, how do you do that on Nadex? Well, you go in, you make a synthetic straddle. Okay? Basically, a synthetic straddle is where you go in and you buy euro dollar, you sell dollar CAD on one side, then you sell euro dollar a different spread there, and you buy the dollar CAD. Basically, you make a synthetic long, synthetic short. If you buy the euro dollar and you sell the dollar CAD, or is it buy the euro dollar and buy the dollar CAD? There you go. So if you buy the euro dollar and buy the dollar CAD, that's long euro CAD. And then if you go over and find a short side and you sell the euro dollar and sell the dollar CAD, the dollars will cross out and you'll be short the euro CAD. You can do this on euro CAD and pound CAD. And again, these are the most volatile pairs, up to 150 pips of movement during this announcement when this comes out on Friday. So if you want to take it to a whole other level and do some advanced straddles on this, even potentially some advanced condors, even though that math is going to be even harder. But if you get in there and you got to play with it, definitely demo that. But you get that down, and like I said, that's the big money one. That's the one that really likes to move. Okay, and make sure you're watching the Euro CAD chart or the Pound CAD chart for trade management. Stay right there. We'll be back right after this.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Join David White as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
Alrighty, folks, we'll come back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour and check it out where things are at right now. So we got the non-firm employment change. We got that one wrapped on up. The last trade we have on the list is the IV PMI. Let's see here. And looking at the IV PMI, let me pull that up. That's what our last one for the week there. And going back, looking through our history, checking out the most recent trade on that. On the most recent trade, we had a move on it from 9 to 11 of 1 pip. It moved down and then flew right back up. Moved down about 17 pips, flew right back up, net 1 pip on the trade, like a lot of news trades. That's why I love trading these things this way. And let's see here. So based on that, and pulling together, like I said, the plans from the past with the most current stats on the trade. And so we got August. Trying to see if we have an ECB PMI on here because we keep adding more trades into our block to just keep filling it up because there's so many of these things that we can take advantage of, especially on weeks like this where not a whole lot is going on. And let's see, it was July, 7th? And let's see, do we have ECB PMI on the list? Not on July 7th. Let's see if I had it before that. June 5th. Now, it looks like this might be a new one we're putting on in the list. And I'll check out one more. Okay, here we go. Wow, we made that one pretty big. Okay, so let's go ahead into USD CAD trade balance ECB PMI. And looking down at it for the 11 o'clock, we got 20 pips. It moved up to 30 and then back down to 20. Let's see, this one moved down by 11 o'clock. We moved down 10 pips. We have a move by 11 a.m., 8 pips. We got a move of 25, a move of 38. We got a move, flew up, but came on back down to 27. Let's see, this 11 o'clock move, 35, 20, let's see, 22, 13. All right, we're going to have to bump this one up a little higher than we like, but we're going to have to do a $30 minimum, okay, $30 minimum on Friday. Dollar CAD, that's an... So I'm trying to figure out exactly the best way to do this. I just don't know. I mean, with that... Yeah, because the trade comes out, and then it explodes, and then it backs off. And let me find a couple that line up with... Let's see if I can find any that line up. Let's say it's August 8th, July 11th, 5-6, 4-4. Okay, 4-4. What did we get on that one? Yeah, it just popped up and back down. It was good. And going back a little bit further, March, let's see, February, January. Just trying to find some days where we get the two different reports lining up together. And there's not that many occurrences. So you know what? We're going to play it safe on this, and we're going to go ahead and not trade the ECB PMI. I'm going to go ahead and pull that out of the list just because with the this thing can just so explode. It's just not going to be worth it. So we're obviously we got the dollar CAD, you know, condors and stuff in, but the ECB PMI, we're going to back off from that and not place the trade there. That'll wrap up our news for next week. And so you got your news trading plan down for this week. You got your news trading plan down for next week. Now you got to put it into action. Hopping over to TFNN, click on the Nadex banner on the right side of the page. Sign up, get your demo account, get access to the spreads gunner over on TFNN, and all the education provided there, and start putting this into practice. All right, y'all have a great day, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
You're watching Tiger TV.